Hey everyone, welcome to today's mystery session. This case is astonishing. The doctor suspects the vigorous pastor's behaviour. Who would harm such a harmless old man? But this is just idle speculation. The truth awaits the police. Then they asked Poirot if the killer poisoned the wine glass. All they had to do was test that wine glass, and maybe they could uncover the pastor's secret to eternal sleep. But Poirot shook his head, saying even if they tested the glass, they'd find no clues. If poisoned, how could the killer ensure the pastor took that cup? After all, people at the SWAT grab any glass, making such logic invalid in murder cases. Sure enough, the police soon had a verdict. Cops found no poison in the glass, concluding the pastor's death was an accident. Poirot initially agreed, but he couldn't fathom it. If a murder, how did the killer author thy so complex and hooky grovium out? Until one day, Charles, looking tense, approached Poirot and showed him a newspaper about the doctor's murder, bizarrely, just like the pastor's. Turns out, just days ago, the doctor had invited everyone from the soiree over to his place. Of course, Poirot and Charles were abroad on holiday when the doctor announced important news at dinner. Before he could say more, the doctor suddenly died, just like the pastor. Upon hearing this, Poirot deduced pastor's death was premeditated murder. He resolved to hunt the culprit down. Then, Poirot swiftly sought out the detective in charge, who said they also suspected the doctor's murder, but their top suspect was the doctor's new butler, who mysteriously vanished the next day. Clearly, he was trying to evade responsibility, but the truth was messier than the sheriff imagined. After learning the details, Poirot arrived at the doctor's house, just as Charles received a call from a friend, who told him he had obtained the doctor's autopsy report by connections. It showed nicotine poisoning, but oddly like the pastor. Police found no toxins in the doctor's wine. How did the murderer do it? Poirot was puzzled. Though they found the doctor's cause of death, the lead seemed useless now. Poirot started probing the maid about the butler. However, as the butler was new, the maid knew little. She told Poirot the missing butler was unlike the others. He always had his own ideas. Curiously, the doctor never reprimanded him. In fact, he liked him. So Poirot continued to dig. Did the doctor act strange on the night of the incident? The maid recalled that the doctor was in high spirits. He was even joking around with the butler, a rare occurrence before this. On top of that, the doctor received a voicemail, but it was from the clinic, about a patient named Mary getting admitted. Just as Poirot wrapped up that tidbit, the maid realized that everyone from the soiree, after being questioned by the police, was back here again. So she interrogated them one by one, but found nothing useful. It was only from one female writer that she learned there might be a secret passage leading directly to the outside, and the killer could have made their escape that way. But nobody knew where the secret passage's entrance was. As for this unfounded rumour, Poirot dismissed it and went to the butler's room for clues, but found nothing. The whole case was like a dense, impenetrable fog that gave Poirot quite a headache. But just when he felt utterly stuck and at a complete loss, Poirot suddenly had a light bulb moment, just like his good buddy Charles said. "Oh my goodness, you're right. The butler never said such things in front of guests." The revelation came as Alice gave Poirot the butler's room info. Then the scene cut to Poirot visiting the clinic to see Mary. But the nurse said she suffered from amnesia, but also severe mental issues preventing normal communication. So Poirot and Charles had to leave. Their one lead was suddenly cut off again, putting the case back in the dead end. Thus, Poirot resolved to return to the butler's room, because he strongly believed there had to be some crucial clues he had missed. Sure enough, after a thorough search, Charles found a letter in the butler's room. The content of this letter was a blackmail note written by the butler. Poirot quickly inferred he knew a secret, and was silenced by the killer. But what was that secret about the murders? Poirot didn't know. To uncover more, Poirot quickly sought out the female writer from the soiree, believing that if anything unusual happened that fateful night, she, being a detail-oriented writer, must have caught something. Sure enough, when Poirot asked her, the writer revealed that night she noticed a red mark on the butler's hand as she traced it on Charles's hand. But just as Poirot was about to ask more questions, the writer suddenly tensed, claiming ignorance, and issued a gag order. With no choice, Poirot left, sure the writer was hiding something. Soon, night fell. Poirot pieced together clues, but still missed the key link, how to connect the two cases. Perhaps it was the pressure of the case that caused Poirot to throw a little soiree of his own the next day, inviting the same old crew. But just as the gathering kicked off, chaos erupted. Charles took a sip of wine and suddenly felt something lodged in his throat, then collapsed right then and there, just like the other two victims. Everyone was stunned by the unfolding scene. Just look at the chaos. When suddenly, Charles miraculously sprang back to life, it turned out to be a theatrical performance by him and Poirot. Poirot orchestrated this scenario specifically to observe everyone's reactions when Charles died. But more importantly, he wanted to see who would notice Charles's wine glass first. But surprisingly, no one did. Not even Poirot, who casually swapped out Charles's wine glass when detected. And that's why the cops didn't find any poison in the glass after the incident, because in the chaos of the victim's fall, Poirot switched out the toxic drink during the confusion. Based on everyone's early reactions,